artists and artists who are entrepreneurs. This is the future of this city. It's the future of our economy as a whole, and we're very well positioned to take advantage of that. So any questions? I kind of blew through the history of the early Kenosha and kind of what made downtown what it is. We're kind of on the express train here.
Good job.
So what's going on in downtown and where are we today? We have a lot of activity going on, but we're in a state of transition. We've got a really, 10, 15 years ago, there was a tremendous reinvestment in downtown when the economy was red hot, condos went in, a lot of new businesses stepped in thinking this could be the next new hot market. And when 2008 hit, it really put the brakes on a lot of projects and a lot of people. Unfortunately, it hit the community hard in terms of commercial real estate, and we were stuck essentially over the last 8 years with a little bit more of a stagnant marketplace. And that, there's been a lot of discussion. Where is the future of this city going to go? Part of that discussion evolved into the 2012 Dakota Group Downtown Master Downtown Strategic Development Plan for the city of Kenosha. How many people here know of the Downtown Strategic Development Plan? Maybe a third of you. Okay, well this document was commissioned in, I believe, at the start of 2011, the process. A very well-known, prominent design company out of Northern Illinois, the Dakota Group, was hired by the city and was commissioned to put together essentially a downtown vision document. What came out of that process was many, many community meetings determining priorities, working with various partners and looking at the city not just from a marketing opportunity, but from a resource category of inventory. They came up with 24 strategic development initiatives that this city was recommended to take on. That document is my holy grail. When I was hired a year and a half ago, I was given that booklet to say, you are in charge of seeing as many of these initiatives come to fruition as possible. And that is essentially the charge of DKI. DKI, Downtown Kenosha Incorporated, was actually founded based on one of those initiatives in that book. So of 24 initiatives, I'm happy to say we completed one. And that's the DKI Foundation. But wait, no, we completed two. We now have a design guidelines that our design committee just put together and published this last month. I worked on for about 6 months. But beyond that, we've got about another 10 initiatives that are somewhat in play. They're not close, they might be 20, 30, 40% done, but they are not completely finished. We've got about another dozen or so initiatives that haven't started yet. Now, why haven't they started? Well, one of the initiatives is attracting a corporate headquarters into downtown Kenosha. I'll tell you flat out, as much as we'd all love that, we're not ready for that yet. Discussions are just in infancy, so we don't count that as chase initiative yet. But there are other things, for instance, like the downtown Kenosha public market. How many of you have heard about the market effort that we got going on for an indoor public market? Well, I don't know all I'm going to tell you about this. This is a pretty cool idea. So Common Markets Incorporated, Kenosha Common Markets Incorporated, the owners of the harbor market, you all know our harbor market down on the waterfront, right?
Summer and winter.
They have this concept that they'd like to drive forward an indoor public market. Now that would be not unlike the scope and scale you know in the 3rd Ward of Milwaukee, which is essentially a great model of an indoor market. It's a place of community gathering, it's a place of food access and opportunity, and it's a real magnet of activity and value in the 3rd Ward. We're thinking about something of a similar scope. It might actually be a little bigger, but in a different way. We're looking right now at the Kenosha Public Market in concept as an opportunity for us to attract food culture into downtown Kenosha in a way it hasn't been attracted before. Creating an incubator for businesses, creating a production kitchen for those people who want to manufacture their grandma's salsa to sell at markets and want to rent kitchen space. We're looking at a food production facility within this market, as well as the traditional market that you all know where there are vendors, there's access to freshly made goods and local products. So that is all part of this concept for us at the Kenosha Public Market. But it's a concept right now. We've got working committees who are working towards bringing this to fruition. How do we break it down? How do we start looking at this? Because the initial estimate by a consultant we brought in talked about a facility as much as $20 million. We don't have $20 million. But what we do have is great passion, and we can raise that money over time, and we can raise interest and partnerships over time to get this thing to happen. And that's where we're at right now. We've got some sites and ideas of sites that we're looking at. We have nothing narrowed down, but there's a process in place. And even more significantly, we're breaking down the idea of a large public market into little bits and pieces. And how can we accomplish this over time? One of the things we're pursuing is this commercial market. market. That is one of our check boxes on our to-do list on our downtown initiatives. Some other fun things going on with the downtown initiatives. Historic preservation. How many people here know about the Heritage House project? Heritage House. We got one, two. How many of you know the old Elks Club in downtown Kenosha? Because everywhere I go and I speak like this, there's at least half the room who's been there to attend a wedding, to go to a graduation, to do an anniversary party. At one point, it was the place to be for an event, a social event in downtown Kenosha. Now we're going to be spinning around and checking it out later, but it's sitting right off of Sheridan Road between 57th and 58th Avenue, right on 7th Avenue. It's this beautiful stately building that is clearly in disrepair. That facility became owned by the city, I want to say about 6 or 7 years ago, after a fire. And they've been struggling to figure out what to do with it. Well, thankfully, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, a developer came to the table, Warman and Company. They are really well known for redeveloping the Pabst Brewery up in Milwaukee, creating the brew house there, which is this fantastic boutique hotel. They were brought to the table here in Kenosha. They saw the potential. Right now, they are at the table in final negotiations to acquire that property and develop it into an 80-room boutique hotel. This would be a fantastic facility for our downtown. It would be a $20 million plus investment. It would include not only the 80 boutique rooms, 60 of them would be in a traditional facility. The other 20 would be essentially in the old part, the old historic part of the building. And most significantly, the old ballroom would be brought back to its grandeur, a 400-seat ballroom that could be held for events. They're talking a rooftop deck. They're talking a 4-star plus quality in terms of amenity hotel, which we just do not have here in Kenosha, and a place, a real downtown destination that can house visitors and guests and VIPs. So we are just on the cusp of that project moving forward. We still have some significant challenges. It does seem when we develop real estate, the closer you get to the finish line, the harder it is to get it over the end line. So if you want to think of a football game, we're at the 5-yard line driving to the end zone, but we're against the all-pro defensive team trying to stop us. So we're just trying to get it over the edge. We're fighting a lot of market forces, we're fighting a lot of resource issues, but we're going to make this thing happen. It's going to be amazing. We need you all to be confident about this project, and we need you all to be asking your aldermen about it and pushing this thing forward to keep the politics positive on it. In an election year, crazy things have happened this year, and unfortunately some of that did kind of have a hit on us and our resources for downtown. So we should this is a charter.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering how much they cost.
It's $1.
It's $1?
Yeah, the other one will be around any second.
Okay, thank you.
Wow, we get the custom ride today. That's great. So that being said, any questions about Heritage House? We're hoping that we have news on that project by the end of the month, or early June. I would love to see it under construction by July with a 2017 opening. But again, it's in process. Anything can happen. We're not quite done with it yet. So, yes, sir.
Curiosity, so that where they purchase that property or take ownership, where do they see the tenants or the customers coming from? Is it or is it business or is it both? Because like you said, we have a lot of business or high-end business.
Excellent question. So the question is, who are going to be the users of this said boutique hotel, and what's the development company thinking their market is, so to speak? Well, if you look right out here to our right is the Best Western. 120 rooms, about 80 of which are available currently, is the only downtown area hotel option we have. Now, with respect to our friends who operate the Best Western, I'm just going to be polite and say that there probably could use a little more effort in managing that facility. We've had some challenges there, we've got some canceled events there, and it's not the kind of quality that we want here in our downtown. That being said, we also don't have a 4-star quality